Hello. So today I am making some baked chicken, and I'm also making some sides, and I'm going to do Parmesan roasted broccoli and potato pave. But potato pave takes way too long. It takes like 2 days to make, so I'm making au gratin potatoes instead. But I'm using the same recipe. So for the chicken, I've been marinating it and some seasonings for about 2 hours now. So for the chicken, what you'll need is about a teaspoon of all of these seasonings: garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, chili powder, salt, rosemary, garlic seasoning, red bell pepper, rosemary, garlic, onion. That's what's in the rosemary garlic seasoning. And then smoked paprika, basil, oregano, parsley, thyme, and marjoram, however you say that. And you'll need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil for the chicken, and you just want to mix that all up. And you can just let that sit for 30 minutes if you're in a rush, or overnight in a refrigerator if you want it to be really seasoned. So all of these are pretty much going to cook at the same time or in the same degree ovens, but the potatoes are going to take an hour, so I'm making these first. And then the chicken is going to take 50 minutes, and the broccoli will take about, I'll say maybe 35 minutes. So you'll just do that in increments. Also, you'll need heavy cream. So for the potatoes, I just cut them up with the mandolin here, and I cut them into really thin slices, like potato chip type of slices. You see how thin that is? That's how you want your potatoes. The thicker they are, the longer they'll take to cook. And you want to take about 2 cups of heavy cream and just dump that in all your potatoes. So this was about 4 russet potatoes. They're very small. And I have a dish here that I'll put them in. And you want to dump your heavy cream in here and just mix it around. For the potatoes, you need about 2 cups heavy whipping cream, and then some thyme, salt, ground pepper, and you can use about a tablespoon of each. I'm going to add onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning to mine. You can do whatever you want. But here is the potatoes with the heavy cream in it, and you want to season that, like I said, with all the seasoning. Just a little salt. And I'm also going to put cheese on it, which isn't in this recipe. Doing my own thing. So, my mom and I, we watched Wicked the other day. I sound like Cynthia, don't I? But we watched that the other day. I was going to watch it in November when it came out. But every time I wanted to watch it, the next day I'd be like, no, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'd be like, no, I don't want to watch that anymore. And then we found out it got released on a streaming service that we have. So instead of going to the theater, we just watched it on streaming. But we watched this Wicked about 3 days ago. It was pretty good, but I definitely wouldn't have watched it in theaters. Alright, so now you want to mix these potatoes up with your seasoning and then spread them in a line on the pan. So I'll do that now. But a little bit about me, because y'all probably don't know too much. I'm about to start driving school soon, in like a few days. Yes, I don't know how to drive at my big age, but we're going to start soon. And I've been nervous to drive a lot, but I mean, you gotta do it. You gotta go out there and do things that scare you. I'm learning that a lot lately. Okay, like I said, place the potato down. And driving school is not cheap. So I'm gonna make sure I pass my classes. And pass the driving test too, because I don't want to waste money like that. Especially since my parents are kind enough to pay for it for me. I don't like wasting money, especially not my own, definitely not my parents' money either. And on top of driving school, I've been applying to jobs, Now, I've worked before previously. I worked as a writing tutor at my school, and that was a pretty decent experience. I didn't go back though. I just didn't. I could have, but I didn't. But now I'm looking for more jobs. The job market is very bad right now. You know, I don't know from experience, but I've heard the stories and what my brother has said, and it's just really bad. My brother thankfully got a job after months, but he said he went through he applied for hundreds of jobs and didn't get any. You know, it's kind of like that. So I just dumped a little sauce on top of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put cheese in between each layer. Now, I've never made this before, so I don't know how it's going to be. But, like I said, 350 on the oven, if I said that. I don't remember. But I have some Parmesan cheese here. I shredded up about a cup of it. I'm going to use some for my broccoli. But I'm going to mix some Parmesan and cheddar on this. Just a little bit, not too much. You know me, I'm heavy-handed. You see, just barely any. And Parmesan cheese, since I don't have too much, I'm not going to go crazy with it. And then keep layering your potatoes down, and I'll be back when this is done. Okay, here's the finished product. I kind of ran out of potatoes at the end, so it's a bit, it's sliding over. But you see it. Now you want to cover this and put it in the oven for 60 minutes and then uncover it and add more cheese on it and crank the oven to about 400 degrees and bake it till the cheese melts, so maybe 5 minutes. Okay. Cover it with foil. And if you want the recipes to every single one of these meals or side dishes that I'm making right now in this video, comment down below and I'll make a recipe for you if you ask. Because I know this video is all over the place right now. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I meant to say I don't know what I'm doing because I never made these recipes before and I'm kind of going off the wagon and doing my own thing. Add the chicken. And I just put the potatoes in the oven for about 60 minutes. Put your chicken in a pan with some foil. Kind of like this pan, because the chicken will make some juice, so you don't want it to fly all over the place. And as I said, it's been marinating for a few hours, so yes, I'm kind of worried I put too much seasoning in it. I kind of do that a lot. But it should be fine. So this is what it looks like. And just place it down in there. So I said I watched Wicked. Wicked was okay. I mean, it wasn't the worst movie. But I'm definitely probably not going to watch part 2 in theaters. I'll just wait for it to go on streaming. I know that's bad for me to say, especially as an actor. Actors and filmmakers, they want you to go in theaters and watch all that stuff, but sometimes no. But I've been going to movies a lot and watching in theaters, so my brother, he's been taking me to the movie theaters a lot, and we've been watching David Lynch films lately. Last one I watched was Mulholland Drive, and on streaming, I'm watching Blue Velvet and Inland Empire, so I'll watch those by him. But a movie I'm excited for is coming out April 18th in like a few days, is Sinners with Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld, so I'll be watching that. I saw that during a movie I went to see. I think it was Opus. I saw Opus with Iowa Debris. Opus was okay. It wasn't my favorite. We've seen a movie like that plenty of times before. But Sinners I'm excited to go see. I'll see that one in theaters. But I'm going to put this chicken in the oven for about 50 minutes. I'll do 45 minutes actually. But yeah, I'll be back. Okay, lastly, I'm doing my Parmesan roasted broccoli. So I have about maybe 3 to 4 cups of frozen broccoli that I just put in a microwave safe bowl, and I defrosted it for about 6 minutes and 60 seconds, and I let it cool for maybe 30 minutes. It's still a bit warm, but that's alright. So what you need is you'll need about 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil in this, and then about 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs, and then you'll need about 1/2 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, and any seasonings you want really. I'm going to use salt, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and some herbs like spices. And I'm going to use a little bit of this seasoning, just roasted vegetable seasoning, just a little bit. It has salt, red bell pepper, paprika, sugar, onion, soybean, garlic, mustard, black pepper, celery seed, coriander, oregano, cumin, and sage. So I'll put my tablespoon of oil, 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil in here. And then you want to take your bag and shake it up. Shake it up. That Disney show. Okay, so now you want to add your Parmesan cheese and your breadcrumbs and your seasonings. So I'll add the breadcrumbs. So I'm currently in the process of watching over 20 shows and over 5 movies. Yeah. I find a new show and I add it and keep watching it and stop watching it, then add another show and keep watching that, stop watching it. It's a mess, but I'm up to like 30 shows I'm watching all at once. And some I forget about and then go back to, and some I watch in full. But one of the shows I like that I'm watching now, and I've started it 2 weeks ago, and I'm already on season 5, episode 2. That's The Walking Dead. You can do this in a bowl too. But when I first watched The Walking Dead was about 2 years ago, and I watched the first episode and then I stopped watching it. I don't know why. I thought it was boring. But after, so I wrote a short film that I'm going to film and star in. And I've just kind of been into writing shows and TV shows and movies. And one thing I really like is zombie apocalypses. I played The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, and I played The Walking Dead all 5 seasons, or all 4 seasons on the Telltale Games one. So I'm kind of like a big zombie apocalypse person. If it were to happen, which it won't, I'll be prepared. Thanks to those shows. Okay, I added the Parmesan cheese and now a little seasoning. But yeah, my short film I wrote, it's a comedy. It's not zombie-like. It's just about me in the kitchen cooking, but everything goes wrong. And I'll put it on this YouTube channel whenever I get to film it. And I'm going to direct it too, but I just need help filming it, so I'm going to get my mom to help me. And I'm going to possibly enter it into some film festivals. But I'm also in the process of writing a zombie apocalypse TV show or movie. I'm not really sure. But I'm using these shows to help me figure out how I want to do it. But I'm not copying anything. I'm just saying, okay, that will work, that won't work. Maybe make my own ideas based off that. You know, a little bit of that seasoning. But The Walking Dead, I'm on 5 seasons. I binged it. And don't spoil anything. I know that show's been out for years already. But I already know a lot of characters die in this movie or TV show. But don't tell me who. Although I have an idea already. But it's a pretty good show. Okay, now you want to take everything and mix it. And I have a pan here, and I'm going to just spread this all out. And this recipe says 425 degrees Fahrenheit, but I'm going to put everything in the oven for only on 350 degrees. And for the 425, if you do everything separately, instead of doing it all in one go like I am, you're supposed to bake it for 12 minutes and then flip the broccoli and bake for an additional 10 to 15 minutes until it's crispy and tender. So what you want is like a crispy, crunchy broccoli, not soft broccoli like it is now. But I'm going to see how long it's going to take. I'm thinking maybe 350 for maybe 30 minutes and then flip it in maybe 15 minutes. And I'm going to see how that goes. It smells good. It looks good too. So I already wrote the opening, and you just kind of want to spread this around. I already wrote the opening scene for the zombie apocalypse scene. Mine is going to be basically caused by deer. So the deer fungus type of thing. I took a fungus class in college, and one of the things we learned was like a zombie ant fungus, which is real. And it's like a thing that takes over ants, a fungus that takes over ants. It's very nasty. But I'm kind of using that, but doing it with deer. Like a fungus takes over deer, you know. And I'm trying to figure out the rest of that story. Going back, I think me watching like 20 shows, 25 shows at one time, and all those movies should be a Guinness World Record. Somebody contact them. I heard you have to pay to do that. Like, anyways. Here's the cheesy broccoli. I'm just gonna bake this for 30 minutes, like I said. And the rest of the stuff currently has 40 minutes left, so I'm just gonna, I guess, wash some dishes in that time, and I'll be back to show you the full finished product. Go ahead and like this video if you like this video. Give me a subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach 200 subscribers, and let me know down below what shows you're currently watching. I'd like to know. Hopefully, I might add that on my list, and you guys might contribute to this mess that I started. But anyways, alright, I'll be back. So I took everything out the oven. So with the broccoli, what you want to do is maybe add Parmesan cheese later because it kind of burnt a little bit. So just cook this for 30 minutes, 350 degrees without the Parmesan cheese. It's kind of crispy. And then add the Parmesan cheese afterwards and just bake it for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. But here's the chicken. If you could see that without spilling it, there's a lot of juice in there. This was cooking for maybe 55 minutes, and it reached an internal temperature of about 180, so it's good to go. And with this, I think I should have used less heavy cream with it, with the potatoes, because it's kind of liquidy. It's a little bit thicker than I thought, but it was like very liquidy. But I put the oven on 400 degrees, and I'm just going to put some cheese on top of this and put it in the oven, and then I'll be done. And I might put this back in the oven for like maybe 3 minutes on 400 degrees Fahrenheit. But I'll add some more cheese. I have some leftover Parmesan. Add that on top. And I'm probably going to bake this for maybe, well, until the cheese melts. So maybe 5-10 minutes. Just add the rest of that. And I'll add more cheddar cheese. It looks good though. So maybe it'll all taste good. Yesterday I made meatloaf, and I made like broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole, and garlic mashed potatoes with like herbs in it. Go watch that video. I'll link it below. I actually have a recipe for the meatloaf in the description of that video too. It was pretty good. I had that again today for lunch. I won't go too crazy with the cheese on this potato here, but it's kind of like a potato lasagna. So I'll put this in the oven again, like I said, 400 degrees for maybe 10-15 minutes. Okay, so I'm finally done with everything. I already showed you it all, but here's the melted potatoes with the cheese on top, and then the broccoli and the chicken. Now with the chicken, it made a lot of juice. So what you want to do, make it like taste good, like you do with steak. You want to take the juices with a spoon and just spoon it over top the chicken. And you want to do that. But that's it for this video. We're about to eat dinner, but thank you for watching. Like I said, give this video a thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers, so help a girl out. And comment down below what shows you're currently watching and what shows you dislike, what shows are your favorite, maybe even movies too. But once again, if you want the recipes, just comment down below and I'll put them in the description for you. Alright, see ya.